I don't know which way to go. I'll be honest. I am happy and I'm not. I am pleased that the American public saw on full display what we have known for some time now, and that is that Joe Biden is not calling the shots in the White House. He is not running the country. He is not the leader of the free world. Someone else is. There is zero chance that that person that we saw on stage last night is making the decisions about the direction of the government of the United States of America, be it foreign policy or domestic. There is zero shot that that individual, that by stealing it or by taking it or however he did it in 2020, there's zero chance that he's been the decision maker for some time now. And frankly, that should scare all of us. I don't mean to ruin the party. I'm not trying to, put a turd in the punch bowl here. But there are serious matters to be taken care of between now and next January. And we don't have an elected leader. We have someone calling the shots. We have someone making the decisions. But it's not that guy. I don't know that he could have made an order at the Waffle House if they had asked him to do so last evening, as he stopped by one and then said goodnight to North Carolina, despite the fact that he was in Atlanta, Georgia.
You want to see my temper? Keep going.
Well, I'm going to keep going, Mr. President, all day long. That was that guy that just said that made a little bit of sense. The guy last night did not.
Mr. Wise guy over here.
So we'll break it down for you throughout the course of the day. We will talk about what this means for the United States of America. We'll talk about what it means for the election prospects of Joe Biden and Donald Trump, and who, if anyone, would be the person that they would slip in there if it is decided by the Democrats that Joe Biden simply cannot function. Now, he's at an event right now, Bell. If you have the ability to call this up, Jill Biden is preparing to introduce this dude. He's at a rally in Raleigh, North Carolina. It says 1:08 in the p.m. Eastern time, which indicates to me that this is a live feed from the aforementioned CNN. So go to whatever channel you need to get to, because I'm hopeful that maybe I'm hopeful that we can get a feed on this live and we can carry this, because there is zero chance that the powers that be around Joe Biden think that this went well last evening. I don't think Joe Biden knows what is well and what is not well, what is good and what is not good. After all, the guy had a cold, everybody. Come on. Guy had a cold. Had a cold. I mean, he only had 9 days to prepare. Come on. What, you expect him to actually prepare a closing statement that makes sense? So, right now, are you watching this? This is amazing. Right now, Joe Biden is standing behind Jill Biden, who's talking, and he's just staring at her blankly. If they've got the feed up, see if this feed's up right now.
Unshakable. His hope is undeterred. And over the last few years, Joe has helped heal our country, helping us all recover from the chaos of the last administration. We don't choose our chapter in history, but we can choose who leads us through it.
Yeah, we're going to, lady. We're going to.
And at this
I just want to see what he says.
These perils the world is facing, there is no one that I would rather have sitting in the Oval Office right now than my husband.
If we would be Medicare.
Oh, sorry, that's you. I didn't know what that was.
What you saw last night on the debate stage
we beat
was
Medicare.
Joe Biden, a president with integrity and character. Who told the
Watch
truth.
this bid. Come on.
And Donald Trump told lie after lie after lie.
Lie.
You're so good. This election is about you. Joe is fighting for the families here in North Carolina and across America who are working hard to find a secure place.
Could she be the replacement?
The moms who worry that
bet
their
she might be
daughters
the
will grow up
replacement.
in a country with fewer rights than we had. And as a teacher, I'm always proud. Yay to the teachers.
This is amazing that she's speaking and Joe is just standing there with his mouth half open. This is incredible. They know he can't do it.
I'm proud of the way that Joe fights for educators. Like
why doesn't he tell us, lady?
Eric Fitz. Eric is a former school principal.
This is amazing. This is an admission right here.
This really comes off like they're trying to minimize his speaking time.
Well, of course they are. And he's just standing there, and he looks around. If you're watching me on Super Talk TV, I'll try to recreate it.
The support they need,
unbelievable,
so that students can thrive. Eric, thank you for all that you.
I am all right. Pull her down for the time being. We're going to monitor this, and as Joe comes to the microphone as she introduces him, for what it's worth, we will play a little bit of it for you. Her voice is pretty bad, but I'm wondering if she might not be the replacement theory. So I've been telling you for several weeks now my Biden replacement theory, and it's pretty simple. The only reason that the powers that be, if you agree with me that Joe Biden's not making the decisions, and I don't know anyone that would disagree with that, even the most ardent liberal would recognize that Joe Biden does not have the ability to make decisions about the future direction of the United States of America, be it good or bad. Even if you wanted to create a socialist nation out of the United States of America, Joe Biden couldn't do it. Joe Biden couldn't find his butt with a flashlight and a compass. So, if you, like me, believe in this concept of the Biden replacement theory, which I've been promoting, that the only reason they had this debate last night as early as they had it was to see whether or not Joe Biden could manage himself on a stage for 90 minutes without notes and without assistance. And he obviously cannot. I'll tell you this, there was a big question as to whether or not it would be hopped up Joe or low-key Joe, regular Joe, or caffeinated Joe or steroid Joe or whatever it might be. It must have been decided, and this is my take on it, it must have been decided somewhere along the way that they either felt like Joe Biden could manage to do it on its own. Maybe they felt like that the Joe Biden that we saw at the State of the Union address would not work in a room without people, would not work in a setting with only two moderators. And so they decided to do it on his own.
Yeah, he clearly did not drink a meth daiquiri like he did before the State of the Union.
I mean, you could tell from the moment that he waddled out on stage that he was not there. He was not with it. And they can talk all they want to about him having a cold. It is nonsense.
Even as he's walking out to get to the podium, there's this one little point where he sort of raises his hand and points like, is that where I'm supposed to go?
And he's in a room by himself with two moderators and Donald Trump. I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing how little he seems to understand about where he is. In moments where there was a split screen, obviously he had no idea that there was a split screen going on, or maybe he did and was unable to care. You know, when there's a split screen and Joe was talking, Donald Trump would sit there and occasionally he'd squint, he'd purse his lips, he'd do this or that or the other thing. Joe Biden's just staring blankly. 0421 says Joe had notes. Joe had a notepad and a pen, so Joe could make notes. But Joe did not start with notes. If he did start with notes, it was mumbling and bumbling and incoherent nonsense. I mean, you know something's going on in America, right? You know something big is happening in the midst of our watch party. And by the way, thank you all. Hop Springs, what a great location. What a great group of people. A week, maybe. We announced this watch party on the day that Joe Biden went into seclusion to prepare for this debate. So we only had about a 7-day lead time for you to gather together in Murfreesboro, and it was such a fun time. Hail, hail, most of the gang there. I was there. Chris Hand was there. Brian Wilson, of course, doing his entire show. Dan Mandis, Ken Weaver, Johnny B. Apparently, Dan Mandis' crew loves him because their crew showed up. Part of my crew loves me because Jay Harp was there. He got out of here and boogied his way down to Murfreesboro. Bell K was somewhere not near Murfreesboro, So there was that.
Newcomers. The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances.
Yeah, there we go.
I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it.
A lot of people asked about you, Bill, by the way.
Well, I got a lot of problems with you people, and if I'd been there, you'd have heard about them.
Well, a lot of people wanted to know if you were okay. They wanted to know how everything was going with Spicy, your emotional support Cobra. I thought I could be so bold as to tell them that everything was going just fine with Spicy.
The snake is wonderful as always.
And
keep her fed, and she's happy.
Yeah. So let's see. Let me get the pleasantries out of the way because I'm ahead of myself. Joe Biden got me off my game there because I thought he was going to speak, but it was Jill. Oh, here he goes. Here we go. Here we go. I want some of this. I want some of this.
Eric, thanks for that introduction. We had a wonderful time spending time with your sons, Christian and Carter. We're going to grow up to be incredible young men. You would have been really impressed the way they talked about their dad, how informed they were about what was going on. I was truly impressed. And I ate 2 hamburgers.
I had 2 hamburgers.
A special thanks to Roy and Kristen Cooper. Roy, you've been a great governor.
Maybe it was too late at night for Joe. He seems more jacked up this morning.
More important that North Carolina elected a great governor to replace you, Josh Stein.
Oh, yeah. If Joe says a word that's legible, they cheer.
I want you to know that I'm not promising not to take Roy away from North Carolina. Whether he'll come or not, I don't know. And thanks to all the state and local leaders here today, the great musicians and entertainers who performed earlier. Folks, let me tell you why I'm here in North Carolina. I'm here for what?
Protester already. He's got a protester, and these minions know what to do when the protesters pop up, and Joe just stands there.
That's okay. I'm here in North Carolina for one reason, because I intend to win this state in November.
Yeah, well, there we go. All right, if Joe says anything of consequence, we'll let you know. He certainly did not say anything of consequence last evening at the debate. So 90 minutes of nonsense. What are your thoughts? Where do we go from here? It's all on the table on the First Amendment Freestyle Friday on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Don't forget that Jay St. Clair is with us in the 1 o'clock hour. Fry J in progress. Yes, he sounded a lot better. We are told that that people that have early onset dementia, they're much better in the mornings, much better in the middle of the day, and unable to hold it together for the duration of the day. So,
look, if we finally beat Medicare.
We finally beat Medicare, Joe says, and that's great news. Joe said a lot of things last night. We'll delve into it. Get your thoughts on it on episode 601. Episode 601 is brought to you on radio at 99.7 FM, on your mobile apps. Stream us anywhere you go. You can find us on a variety of different platforms. Just type in Supertalk 99.7 WTN. You can download our own app at Supertalk 99.7 WTN in your app store and carry us wherever you want to go. And then, of course, Supertalk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Episode 601, Bell, is entitled as follows.
Matt Murphy reminds you that in Trump's America, dogs and cats live together in unmarried sin.
It's true. I have no idea what... You know what? I don't know why I keep saying I have no idea what your titles mean, because I never know what your titles mean. But that's okay. And
that's the America we're going to have if we reelect Trump. Dogs and cats will be living together without being married, and we'll just continue down this path of self-destruction.
But at least they did not. Remember when the media was all over Donald Trump for not having a pet in the White House? And now they refuse to cover the fact that Joe Biden's pet bites. I mean, Joe Biden's everybody, all of the Secret Service, like he's viciously attacked the Secret Service to the point, and they won't cover that. They covered the fact that Donald Trump didn't have a dog, and now they won't cover the fact that Joe Biden's dog is a vicious beast that seems to need to be put. I mean,
actually, this is the second dog he's had issues with.
He had Major and then Commander, and both of them seem to need to meet Kristi Noem.
Wow. Too soon?
Was that too? Was that too far? Was that too much? I can never tell.